Well, hello and welcome to the big show. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith. Good to see you guys again. Now, today what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the wild, wild world of dating disasters and the relatable moments when you realize you've ended up with a complete moron. Dating sometimes can feel like navigating minefields. You know, you have your unexpected obstacles, you've got your surprises. I mean, there's surprises that are looking around every single corner when it comes to the online dating market. And let's be honest, who has not experienced that sinking feeling when a promising first date takes a sharp turn for the worst? Guys, picture this. You've spent days, maybe even weeks, building up the courage to ask that special someone on a date. Then you miraculously plan out the date. You feel that it's a perfect, good first date. You choose the ideal restaurants, or you craft some sort of like intriguing itinerary for her. But despite all your best efforts, sometimes things just don't go according to plan. And maybe it's the awkward silences that stretch on for what seems like an eternity, or maybe it's the moment that your date reveals some questionable opinion or habits that kind of leave you questioning your life choices. Whatever the case, there's no denying the sinking feeling that you get in your stomach whenever you realize that this date is not going the way that you expected it to go. But hey, look, it happens to the best of us. Dating is all about taking risks. We've all talked about that plenty of times. You got to put yourself out there, right? You got to hope for the best. And while a disastrous first date can feel like a major setback, it's also an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Plus, as you'll see today, it can make for some pretty damn good stories. So if you've ever found yourself trapped in a cringe-worthy first date from hell, just remember, guys, that you're not alone. In fact, some of the greatest love stories start off with less than ideal first dates. So keep your chin up, man. Dust yourself off. And who knows, maybe the next date could be the one that makes it all the awkward encounters worth it. Now, joining me today, folks, is none other than my co-host extraordinaire, Dwayne Ward. Dwayne, welcome back to the show. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Dwayne, okay? Dwayne's got this unique approach to first dates, and that's, well, let's say, I don't know, one of a kind. You see, Dwayne's idea of charm is a bit unconventional when it comes to first dates. In fact, he's convinced that psychological manipulation, 2-for-1 margaritas, and chloroform are the best keys to a successful date. So, you know, I don't know if taking his advice on dating would be the best thing, but, you know, Dwayne has been around the block. I mean, who needs roses and sweet talks when you've got Jell-O pudding pops and roofies, right? But don't worry, folks. Don't worry. I promise he's just kidding. I hope. Let's give it up for Dwayne Ward. Dwayne, welcome to the episode, buddy. Good to see you.
It was good seeing you. Actually, when you were doing the opening monologue, I was sitting there going, wait, is that why we didn't work out? Awkward silences, and you realized you were going to be dating a moron, and that wasn't going to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You know, all right.
Yeah. So we
lost.
We just decided to be friends and start a podcast together.
Exactly.
But so in addition to talking about bad first dates today, what we're also going to talk about is the moments that you realize that you're dating an idiot. So what we're going to do is, you know, it's kind of a multifaceted podcast. We're going to talk about bad first dates. What I've done is I've kind of scoured the internet a little bit, looked at some tweets. There was some Jimmy Fallon stuff, and there was some Reddit stuff that I kind of pulled from, and people were talking about bad first dates. So we're going to talk about that. And then when we're done, you know, the first dates can be tragedious enough, but sometimes what happens is they're slick, and they get past the first date, the second date, the third date. We start to date them.
Yeah.
And then we're like an item. And then they say something during a conversation that makes you scratch your head and realize if you're really that good at vetting as you thought you did, because you realize that they may be an absolute effing moron.
Yeah.
So look, I mean, we've done plenty of podcasts where we've talked about how navigating a relationship with someone that, you know, you've discovered is a complete moron. You know, it can feel like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. I mean, it's a puzzle with no clear solution sometimes. And suddenly what seems like sparks flying and chemistry fizzling can morph into like a baffling journey through nonsensical conversation and eyebrow-raising decisions that you have to make.
They call that, isn't that called post-nut clarity?
Yes, right.
I mean,
you know, communication becomes a minefield as you tiptoe around topics sometimes. And, you know, you desperately try to avoid triggering their astounding ignorance or jaw-dropping lack of common sense.
Yep.
Simple discussions can turn into tests of your patience as you attempt to decipher their jumbled thoughts or gently correct their misinformation without causing some sort of
meltdown. Well, you give them that. They can't possibly think that. Yeah, there's the punchlines come in, or they can't be that stupid. They can't honestly, you know, believe that. And no.
And you're going to see some of it today, man. Some
really?
People, whenever they were talking about some of the moronic things that people say, and you know, you and I can share some stories if you have any as well. But you know, kind of thinking about it beyond the communication struggles, kind of lies the awkward social encounters where you find yourself cringing at, you know, their embarrassing antics or wishing you could disappear into the nearest freaking black hole to escape their company sometimes, you know. And
yeah,
it's even worse whenever you take them to something where your friends and family are around.
Oh yeah.
And then they say something moronic, and then everyone kind of looks at you like,
dude, she ain't that pretty. Yeah.
Like she's pretty, but she ain't that hot, right? And whether it's their inability to grasp social cues or their knack for turning every outing into some sort of freaking spectacle, dating a moron can leave you questioning your life choices as, again, you contemplate your own intelligence as you try to figure out how you pick this person without seeing this sooner.
Right.
Yet amidst all the frustration and exasperation, there's often like a glimmer of reluctant affection too, like a tiny ember of like fondness for the well-meaning fool that stumbled into your life, you know, because, you know, sometimes she is kind of cute and you're like, oh, you're so adorable and stupid. Yeah. And, you know, maybe you're hot enough to keep around. And then sometimes she just ain't. But
yeah,
you know, I think perhaps it could be like maybe some endearing quirks, or maybe their unwavering optimism in the face of their own cluelessness.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of keeps you hanging on sometimes, you know, hoping against hope that maybe, just maybe, they'll surprise you with a moment of brilliance every once in a while. You know?
Maybe they're complete morons on all these topics, but they're gonna like pull one in the clutch and you know, really knock your socks off. But they do, and you're like, nope, it's a home run. They're complete morons.
I tell you, man, dating a moron is undoubtedly a challenge, but it's a crash course also in patience and tolerance and the art of finding humor and the absurdity of life. So, you know, to all the brave souls out there navigating the murky waters of romance with someone whose IQ seems to be on permanent vacation, take heart. Again, you're not alone. You're not alone in your bewilderment. And who knows, man, maybe one day you'll look back on these so-called experiences and laugh or cringe. One of the two.
Cringe, cry, or appear on a talk show and share with the world.
So, you know, hey, for everybody listening to the podcast on Facebook and YouTube, I want you guys to strap in, because Dwayne and I are going to share some cringe-worthy tales. We're going to offer advice and maybe even find some humor in the chaos of terrible first dates and babbling idiots. So grab your headphones and nod along, because in the game of love, folks, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you end up dating a moron. So welcome to the big show, baby. But before we go any further, let's see who we got in the comment section. The comments are already starting to sound off here. So, all right. So we got Joy on, we got Mike on, General Miller, welcome back. Let's see who else we got. We got Jeffrey's back on and Jeremy B. All right, so we got a lot of people. You know. Speaking of Jeremy B, when you look at the comment section, sometimes Dwayne, we have these people that sometimes come onto the show from time to time, and Jeremy B is also one of those mysterious guys.
Okay.
He's mysterious. Don't know too much about Jeremy B either. So what I've done this week is I've also taken the initiative once again, one more again, to look up Jeremy B a little bit and do the second round of, oh yeah, it's coming, baby. Oh, it's coming your way to a theater near you. I've done the Big Show second round of fun facts, but this time it's for our good friend Jeremy B. So let me share with you, Dwayne, and everyone out there listening, some wonderful fun facts on our friend Jeremy B that people just may not know. Like you guys already know a little bit about Jeremy, right? Handsome dude, freaking epic beard.
Man beard, yeah.
But did you know that Jeremy B is the first baby ever born with a full-blooded beard, Dwayne? He was born with complete facial hair. And did you know that Jeremy was also in the military? So, Jeremy, we want to thank you for your service. And if you guys didn't know, it is also Jeremy B's birthday. So can we all give Jeremy B a big round of applause? Happy birthday, my friend. Good to have you. When it comes to Jeremy, though, I mean, I honestly don't know if the guy's 32 years old or if he's 22 years old. I don't know.
Let me put that second picture up. Hold on. Wait, you got that one. Wait. No.
Look at him. I mean, he looks like, he just came out of the womb, man. I mean, fresh haircut, beard shaven. Looks like it looks like Jeremy B's like second cousin with no facial hair. But for what it's worth, Jeremy, happy birthday from everybody here at the Big Show podcast. We really appreciate all your contributions. We really appreciate you, sounding off every single week and giving your thoughts and opinions and comments and stuff. And of course, all the donations that you've done, just want to say thank you. And as a present for you, Jeremy, Dwayne and I have something very, very special that we're going to give you, a Big Show present, if you will. Dwayne Ward, take it away.
Happy birthday, Jeremy. Happy birthday, Jeremy.
Oh, Jesus.
Happy birthday, dear Jeremy. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, Jesus, gosh. It's a good thing he's a good co-host, because American Idol would probably have cut his ass a long, long time ago. Oh, man. Anyway, so happy birthday, Jeremy. Let's see.
I'm sure that's what Jeremy was wishing for. Middle-aged, old, fat, white guy doing a... you'll never watch Marilyn Monroe the same way ever again.
I think I'm going to have nightmares tonight. I really do. I have nightmares. But anyways, there you go. Second round of fun facts for Jeremy B. So let's go into some good first date, or actually I should say terrible first date photos. And let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, where else can we go with the show now? I mean, really?
Yeah, I mean, how do you top that? So I go on Reddit and I pull some terrible first date stuff, and then I go on to like this website. I think it was Jimmy Fallon, the talk show host, did some stuff too where he asked something similar. So I just kind of pulled some random stuff off. So I'm gonna read a few things for you on some bad first dates. The first one is by Blair. She had a dentist appointment that day and got a filling, and said that the anesthesia would wear off in a couple hours, but it didn't. Well, she didn't want to cancel with the excuse that sounded so fake. So she sat across from him, drooling out of one corner of her mouth during the entire time. But hey, now they're married. So
hey, it all worked out.
You know, it all worked out. I mean, if you can think that woman's attractive while she's drooling out the side of her mouth, half lit up, then I guess she's wife material.
That reminds me of the episode on Mike and Molly, is a TV series on years ago, where I think Molly, on like one of their first date, I think it was her first date, she had like she took an extra shot of whatever nasal and got drunk off of it. First date, she's all and stuff. But yeah, that would, you know, if you can survive that date, they're a keeper at that point.
Yeah. Terrible first date number 2. On a first date, I had a girl's ex. Oh, listen to this one. I had a girl's ex appear at our table. No idea who he was, obviously. And then he proposes to her with a dozen roses. She accepted. I was stunned, and I went outside to give him some space. It was only a first date, but always thought that he should have paid the bill.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This other guy says, sorry to say you were unknowingly the side character in a romance movie the leading actress goes on a date with to get over the lead actor before they realize they need each other at the end of the movie. They should have paid for your role. That's true, man.
Oh, God.
Dude, can you imagine that, you being on a first date and you're talking and all of a sudden this dude walks up and he's like, Betty, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh shit, seriously, Betty, you know, because man, you know, I mean, I've been on a couple first dates where I found out that the girl that I was on a date with had just recently broken up with her ex.
Oh,
and guys, part of your vetting process, I recommend that whenever you're talking and you're talking about her ex, you it's a good conversation because you want to see how she talks about all the guys in her life.
Yeah.
And again, if she never accepts any accountability, if she calls them all narcissists, if she calls them all abusing, then you kind of know where the future is going to lie for you as well. But don't forget to ask how long you dated her. I'm sorry, how long she dated him for, and then ask, hey, how long ago did you guys break up?
Yeah.
Because if they broke up 2 weeks ago, I'm telling you right now, exes run deep.
It's not even cold yet. Yeah.
And here's what's likely going to happen. One of two things. It's either a home run or it's a strikeout, right? The home run that you might get lucky with is that you're a rebound and she just wants to have some fun. And so if you're not looking for something long-term, maybe you can jump in the sack. That'll be the, home run, if you will. The strikeout is what happens to a lot of guys is they go on a first date. She's looking to staff off the sting of loneliness. You're dropping $80, $100 on dinner. You go out one or two times, and then you get the text message that her and her ex-boyfriend got back together.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing that women use when they'll say, they won't date a guy until he's officially divorced, until that ink is signed, because they usually will reconcile or whatever. So, I mean, does go both ways. It
goes both ways. Absolutely. And for any of our female viewers, do the same shit test on guys as well, and really dig in. Guys, they get slick also. They don't always disclose all the information, So if you're not getting a clear, direct answer, ask for a clear, direct answer just for clarity. Hey, it's complicated. Well, what does complicated mean?
What's so complicated? Yeah.
Not trying to bring up old bad memories here, but if you don't mind me asking, just because we're getting to know each other, and let's start this relationship off on truth. Define complicated, please.
It's complicated. He still lives with you, or you're still you're still married, or you got 4 kids together. I mean, what exactly is this complicated thing? Yeah,
exactly. So terrible first date. Next one is from Christy. She said they met for drinks. They moved on to dinner. About halfway through the salad, he says, I've got a pancreas transplant for severe diabetes, and as a result, I've got ED. And she almost choked on the lettuce. So, I mean, that's
the only thing she's choking on that night.
Exactly.
Wow.
Boys, gosh.
That's a hell of a first date. Hey, by the way, I got, ED, so, hope you're not looking to get lucky.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Wow.
I mean, what do you say to that?
I'm sorry.
Here's a popsicle stick and some rubber bands. Let's go to work. You know, I mean,
Yeah, is it like we splint this thing up, or how does this work? You know,
am I going to be pushing rope the entire time? I mean, you know, how's this whole thing? Like, get clarity, folks.
yeah.
Get your clarity.
And shouldn't you put that in your like profile? Like, hey, just so we're on the same page.
Suffering from ED.
Yeah, I got ED. So
yeah,
there's that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, on one hand, I think that someone would probably want to know major complicated health issues like that up front. But on the other hand, I don't really think that's probably an appropriate first date conversation. I don't know. I mean,
maybe maybe if you're in your 40s or something like that, maybe that makes sense. I mean, not in your, I can't imagine, you know, having ED when you're in your 20s, but just wondering if, yeah, I know, one of those, you know, feel the room, look at the room, see what, you know, how's the date's going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. You know what, Mike, you're right. At least he was honest, made it clear that up front. Yeah.
By the way, if you guys have some good first date horror stories, put them in the comment section, and Dwayne and I will read them off, because I know you guys out there definitely have some pretty bad horror stories. Let's go to this. Let's go to the next one. So Rob says we only just started making out when he broke our first kiss to plead, pee on me right now. We were in the front seat of my car. Okay, so I guess that's two dudes, because it's Rob saying it. So yeah.
Oh man.
It's a dude talking about another dude, and they're in the front seat of his car, and old boy just wants him to just give him the golden shower right then and there. Like, dude, like, what in the world, man? I mean, there's some freaky ass people out there.
I had to Google like the whole R. Kelly thing back in the day, what that was, because I saw that Chappelle episode where he's getting the thing.
Want to piss on you? Want to poop on you?
I'm like, what? Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, first date. I mean, you couldn't even get to that first date where you just, you know, hey, I'm from Nebraska. I like, you know, shellfish. You know, oh, by the way, pee on me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
all right.
Just right here in the front seat of my new car.
Yeah. I mean, is this Scotch guarded? Is this gonna seep in? Yeah. Was it cloth or was it like leather? I mean,
that's a fair point.
I mean, it'd be like, hey, we can't do this because this is cloth and I didn't get the upgrade package.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he could at least warn them, and they could have brought towels or something.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, be honest, Dwayne. Be honest.
Okay.
Have you ever had a girl ever ask you to do that to her?
No, God, no, not on a first date. Or no, never. No, that's. Yeah, I'm the conservative, you know, missionary. That's there's no. You know, hey, let's two girls in the cup this or something like that. This ain't, that does not, it would be a deal breaker for me. It would be a deal breaker. Moving to the end part of the show where we talk about deal breakers, that would definitely be, oh, you want me to pee on you? Yeah, okay, well, you know, get yourself an Uber. Not happening.
Time for me to go.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you get drunk and you pass out and pee on yourself, that, you know, that could be a hilarious story. Maybe a second date. We'll have something to talk about. But yeah, you asking me to urinate all over you or defecate on you, that's just not my idea of a good time.
You know, listening to, you know, people dating other people, the amount of people and stories that I hear where they accidentally peed or went number 2 in the bed is alarming.
Wait, there's like stories out. Well, I'm sure there's going to be stories on everything. Yeah. So, all right. So
whenever I'm talking to people about, you know, first dates and whatever, or not first dates, but just dating people.
Right.
There has been people who have had people in the bed with them sleeping. I don't know if they're drunk or whatever, but something happens and it's potty time. So
it's potty time.
You ever had that happen to you?
No. Thankfully, I'm really boring. I guess I haven't had any type of. You have a story to tell. Was she drunk? I mean, I'll be honest. I'm 51, almost 52. Brandy and I were getting to that point when we're laying in bed at 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I am too lazy and tired to go to the bathroom. What if we just get to that point, because it's going to happen to us at some point. You know, we're 80 years old and all that, like, you know, our current president, and, you know, just take the pressure off. I don't know. We've talked, you know what, we've had semi-serious conversations about that. I'm just going to throw it out there that, you know, 10, 11 o'clock at night where, you know, you're like, man, I drink a water or Mountain Dew or whatever, and I do not want to get up and go to the bathroom. Is it really that bad?
So I just, for my own,
let's hear your story.
Let me make sure I understand.
Okay.
You and Brandy have literally had conversations about, in the future, when you get older, wearing the pins, and you're asking for permission 10 years from now that when we get old, can I just go ahead and just piss on myself because I don't feel like going to the bathroom? Is that what you're saying to me?
Yeah. I mean, it's partly unjust, but I think there's a hint of truth to it, because again, it's like 11 o'clock at night or midnight or something, and you're laying there and you're like, I am so tired and wore out. Well, it's just, you know what? I'm too tired to get out of bed and take my body over and go to the bathroom. Let's just do it here. Yeah. This is what old married people talk about. It's just, you know.
Okay, so let me tell you my story.
Yeah, I want to hear your story, because obviously it's much better than mine.
So I was dating this girl, and she was at the club. There was a club not too far away from where I lived, maybe 4 miles.
Okay.
And she got hammered at the club. And text or call me, I can't remember exactly what it was, but basically said, hey, I'm too drunk to drive to my house, which was like 30 minutes away. Can I crash at your place? And I'm already asleep, you know, and I'm like,
right,
whatever. So I get out of bed. I let her in the house. She crawls into my bed. She's completely like, she shouldn't even have driven over to my house, to be honest. I didn't think that she was that sloppy, but she was drunk. So anyways, she comes over, she goes to bed, right? In the middle of the night, I hear this awful thumping sound, like someone dove head first off of the bed. So I've got this headboard and of course a mattress and a footboard, right? In the middle of the night, she had to use the bathroom. So instead of rolling off the side like a normal person would, she actually tried to go off the end of the bed. And when she threw her leg over the footboard, the leg that was on the bed, her knee slid in between the footboard and the mattress, and she got stuck, and she was dangling halfway over the footboard, and then just pissed everywhere because she had to go so bad. And so I hear this like wetting sound after the thump, and I'm like, you are not pissing my bed right now. And she is just like, and I took her knee and I shoved it out, and then she goes thump, thump, thump on the ground. And I'm like, are you effing kidding me? So I had to tear all the sheets off the freaking bed. And then in the morning time, she did not remember doing any of that. And I handed her a whole handful of like yellow sheets and said, now take your ass down to the dry cleaner. Yeah. She was embarrassed. I didn't care. Like, listen, you ain't coming to my house and pissing in the Big Show's bed. All right.
Did the Big Show in the Big Show. Yeah. In the bed. Actually, that reminded me, I believe I told you this story before, but it just occurred to me. I told you me and Brandy's Louisiana story.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so and I've got pictures to kind of just show. So we went to a wedding. I'll see if I can get it up there. There's us at the wedding.
Look how freaking drunk you are.
You could, that was one of the pictures I wanted to kind of show up. And yes, those are glow in the dark fox ears on me, just to give you an idea of just how hammered I was. So and again, some of this I can't personally attest to. This is all third party information. You'll have to ask Brandy. So somehow, I have no idea, I got back to the hotel room. This is again for a Louisiana wedding. If you've ever been to a Louisiana wedding, you'll understand that everybody's drunk before we even show up. So that was one of those things. So don't know how, got to bed. And the next morning, I was blessed up until maybe a few years ago that I don't care how much I drank, I never got a hangover. I would wake up like, hey, let's do this again. I was perfect. And anyway, I get up and I'm like, all right, well, we got to get ready to go. And I'm still drunk from the previous night. We got to bed around 3 a.m. and we had to drive back to Texas. And I get up, I'm like, and Brandy's being kind of cold towards me. Like you can just tell something's off. And I'm like, what's your, fine, I just go, what's the deal here?
Yeah,
And she
what's
goes,
up your
you
ass?
don't know what you did last night. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Because some of my stuff's of legend. She goes, no, you got up at 3, 4, 5, whatever in the morning. And this is, again, a testament to my ability to hold it all in. But you got up and then you went in, and I took a picture of it, into this corner and urinated in the corner watching TV. And I'll be honest. Do it. Go ahead.
In between that laptop and the wall?
It was a TV there. Apparently, I was drunk
TV.
watching TV, and apparently I was standing up, and I'm all. But I did not urinate the bed. I got up. I didn't know where I was in a hotel. I mean, you don't know where these things are, which was actually in the room next to us was the bathroom. And I, took I don't know how some of my clothes got taken off, but they got taken off, and I urinated on the floor, and then pulled my underwear back up and went right back to bed. So yeah, that's but that goes to show that I hold it in. I never get that drunk. My ability to hold on to my bodily functions, I can kind of hold those together. So, but wait, there's more, Mike.
I agree with you, Mike.
Yeah. I mean, I still remember, this reminded me of another. It wasn't me. It was this girl that liked me back in high school, and she got drunk off O'Doul's. Whole different story. But
got drunk off O'Doul's. O'Doul's is non-alcoholic.
Exactly.
Okay, so she was the fake drunk.
The fake drunk, yeah. And I can't remember. I mean, it was 30 some odd years ago, so I can't remember if it was the same party the same night. I don't think it was, but we went out and we were, getting hammered, doing our thing, and we start driving back. And this is kind of a low point in my life. I'll just say it right there. We were driving home. I was probably not the most sober. And we're like 17 years old. So just, got to kind of picture all that. And we're trying to avoid all the DWI sites. And I know, cry me a river. I know I'm a bad person. And she's sitting there whining the entire time. And it was a couple of my buddies in the car with me as well. But she was whining the entire time in the back seat that she's got to go to the bathroom. And then about 20 minutes into the drive back, she stops. I figured she passed out. Next morning, this is the middle of summer. Next morning, I go down and I open up the back seat to do whatever it was. And whatever was done in that cloth back seat had a chance to ferment all evening. Oh, it was horrible. Hope she's not watching. Anyway, but yeah, that would be two of the fun. And that reminded me of another one. So we had a bunch of friends over at the house, and we were, I don't know how many bottles of wine we drank, but apparently at 2 a.m, I got up and I said, all right, I gotta go to the bathroom or whatever. And I went to the bathroom, and apparently when I'm done, I'm done. I passed out on the toilet, and that's where I was. I think the next morning, I can't remember, but yeah. So anyway, fun drinking stories.
So did you ever get a really big bill from that hotel?
No, they never. No, I think they expect it. I mean, it's in Louisiana.
They expect it. It was a Motel 6. It's expected.
It was expected. Yeah, it was something else. But yeah, fun times. But yeah, you saw the picture of me. That was about 7, 8 o'clock at night, and we were there until like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Oh boy!
So it was a hell of a party. I was on the dance floor. I was rocking it. I felt no pain. Hell, I had fox ears on. It was great. I mean, there's video of it. I'm just dancing like crazy. I mean, I'm happy.
Oh my God!
I'm just happy as can be. I'm out there. I was unks. Yeah, don't let the gray hair fool you. So it's all good. Anyway, I'm sorry. We were
that's okay. Let's see whatever tragedies out there.
Yeah.
So she used a picture on the dating site from 10 or 15 years ago and had me pick her up at the house she was living in with her separated but not yet divorced husband, and didn't tell me any of this beforehand. I pick her up and she looked like a totally different person. And there was some big angry guy staring daggers at me from the window, and I had no idea what was going on. Oh man.
Oh,
dude. People need to update their pictures.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, obviously I haven't been on
15 years ago. I mean, come on, man.
Don't they do? I mean, you've like done a lot of research on this with all the different. Don't they do that a lot? Like guys and girls, they'll go on and they'll put a picture from when they were, you know, young and attractive versus, you know, 80 pounds ago or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, from my experience, you know, it's less about 10 or 15 years ago, and it's more about like, you know, a year ago or 2 years ago, whenever you were fit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I remember going on this date, and she wasn't really like super my type whenever I was swiping, but she was there was a lot of gym pictures, so I could appreciate the fact that she was working on her fitness and she looked pretty good. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not trying to be, you know, a jerk here, but she kind of just barely crossed the threshold of what I would want, right?
What you would have done, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean, anything less than that, I probably would have just kept moving on. Anyhow, so she shows up like 35 pounds heavier. And this girl's like 5'5". So 35 pounds on 5'5" is noticeable.
Right.
And she's wearing the what's the thing that the girls wear? The black yoga pants.
Oh.
You know, when they can't fit in the jeans, so they just try to go comfortable route.
You can play like Chinese checkers in her ass and the dimples in her ass kind of thing. Yeah.
And I just didn't have the heart to just walk out. I don't want to be a jerk. And we're talking and stuff. And she goes, and you knew that she was insecure about it because she spent the first 30 minutes telling me about her ex-boyfriend and how pompous he was because all he cared about was the fact that she was fit and lived in the gym. And she's trying to talk me into the fact of how, you know, beauty goes way beyond looks. And I find myself,
all right, Miss Alabama,
you know, I started thinking to myself, you know that you're heavier, you know that you are,
yeah,
and you know that you're portraying yourself to be someone that you're currently not. Okay, and it happens to the best of us. No heat, no judgment.
Right.
But you know what I didn't like is the fact that now she's trying to talk me. She's trying to manipulate me into thinking that the weight doesn't matter and that all that matters is what's on the inside. And what a lot of women out there don't know is that we don't get a chance to get to who you are on the inside unless you first pass our looks test. So, I you know, there was a lot of that kind of stuff where girls, you know, will do creative photos like this.
45. That's okay.
But it's not full body picture.
But it's and you want the full body picture. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about doing, if I get back in the dating sites, this is the one I'm thinking about doing. It's
is that you?
That's me. Yeah, that's me at 18, colorized. But yeah, look at that. No lines, no facial hair. That's what I look like without a beard for those that wonder.
And a rocket mullet.
Oh, I own the mullet. Is there going to be that one, or let's see? I'm thinking either that one or this one. What do you think? I don't know. The Big Bird shirt there with the that might be the way to go. I don't know.
Now I got to try to find my.
Now it's turned into a. I'm trying to find the one that, you know, lured Brandy in and all that false advertising, just so, you know, to teach the other guys that you too can get a hot chick with false advertising if you do the right picture. The pattern disruption is somewhere in here. Should have had these up and rolling, but it's you know, good stuff. Where's like the headshots?
Here's me when I was like 17.
Oh wow,
skinny.
Yeah, you're a skinny kid. Yeah, you decided to go into the gym and jump on that. Let's see here, Jimmy in the gym
with my white pants on. Mike Keller, I was rocking white pants way back in the 90s, buddy.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I've never worn white pants, and it's not a memorial thing. Like, you know, wear white or whatever after Labor Day or whatever it's called. Mine's just more of, I don't want to, you know, fart and have an accident and have to deal with that all day. I don't know. I'm trying to find my profile pic for, you know, my black and white one. Oh God, so many embarrassing pictures in here. All right, I got to stop now.
Yeah, I can't enjoy these either.
I know, it's just like, oh God. Well,
too much ammo for the vultures in the comment section.
Well, I got the one. I'll show this. What the hell? Because I don't care. So
do it at your own peril, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, get ready to start insta snapping and stuff. So I'm a heavy sleeper. So when I go down for a nap, I used to never like when I went through my divorce and just I got used to sleeping like 2 or 3 hours. But then when my body shut down, I finally shut down. And Brandy, that wonderful, wonderful woman she is, I took a nap, and this is what she decided to do. And she painted my fingernails, which I didn't realize until we were out in public. But yeah, that's
she painted the fingernails. I see that now.
Yeah, she painted my fingernails, and then I didn't realize it until we were out in public, and of course that was even funnier. And I of course sent that one picture to you from yesterday, as recently as yesterday. It's all about having fun. But anyway, all right, more horrible dates here.
He asked me to hang out and pick me up from my place. I figured it would just be the two of us, but before I knew it, we were driving to his friend's house an hour away to watch him DJ on his front porch. On our way home after 4 painful hours, he stopped at Wendy's, ordered himself food, and as we were driving away, he goes, "Oh, did you want something?" Jeez, man. Wow.
Oh, that is awesome.
Just bad fails.
That is awesome.
Back in my day, flash mobs were a thing. I thought the no pants subway ride would be a fun first date. Never heard of that. The second we saw each other, we realized there was no attraction. We then spent 45 awkward minutes talking in our underwear on the New York subway as strangers got on, wondering why we were only wearing in our underwear. If I tried to orchestrate something that awkward on purpose, I don't think I'd be able to beat that hour again.
Have you ever had a date like that where like things look kind of okay when you were talking or texting or whatever, flirting back and forth, but then you went on that first date and you're like, oh no, this ain't happening. Okay.
Yeah. It's always whenever they walk up looking like,
okay, false advertising.
Yeah,
okay.
False advertising.
I mean, you've never though had a girl that you guys like clicked on, at least online, and then when you guys met in person, you just didn't. Hate to use feelings, but you just didn't. You're like, this is too weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you that story in a little bit. I'll tell you a couple bad first dates I've had. Okay. That it wasn't about looks, but it was more about the personality or whatever.
Personality.
So this right here, we were on a crowded train facing each other, and he shoves his hand into my waistband on a public train.
Nice.
And not the kind of sexy public display of affection way either. Like the way a random creep would on a train.
Oh.
Hoping you would be too shocked and embarrassed to call them out.
Oh.
Guys, stop making those mistakes.
Yeah, that's again, we're trying to like promote guyness and be good guys, and we're like in control and we're manly men, and then you got these creepers that do this crap. It's like,
whenever I was reading through a lot of the bad first date stuff, it's like really weird stuff that girls do, but it's really creepy stuff that guys do. And
yeah,
it's always creepy stuff when it comes to like sexuality. Guys, you have to understand that girls get this far too much, where guys are forward. They send them inappropriate pictures. They say comments about sexuality. Ignore that stuff. Don't even bring it up, and don't put yourself in the same category. As these creeps.
It's like, no one wants to see your junk until it's
okay.
time.
Speaking of creepy women, here it comes. I sexually identify as a wolf. She was serious. And yes, I asked her to explain, but my brain could not retain that level of crazy long term, so I have since forgotten. She spent most of the date talking about this guy she was really infatuated with, and how he seemed disinterested in her despite all the time they spent together. Jeez, man.
I identify as a wolf.
What does that even mean? I sexually identify as a wolf.
Oh, sexually? I focus on the wolf. I sexually identify as a wolf. Okay, well, show me, baby.
Maybe we should hook her up with Mike Keller. Mike Keller's.
Yeah. Ooh, there's an opportunity. Yeah. Get her. Yeah. Put that back up. Mike can DM her.
Yeah.
Harumping duck.
Harumping duck. Whatever.
Harumping duck. Okay. There you go, Mike. Boom. Love right there. And when you guys get married, we can officiate. How's that sound?
Mm-hmm. Good luck with that, Mike. Oh, here's a long one. Years back, I matched with a girl on Hinge. She lives a state over, approximately 2-hour drive. So we spent some time getting to know each other before I committed to driving out to her for a first date. Through talk and text, she came across as sweet and understanding. I arrived to our meeting location and picked her up. We stopped at a points of interest in the small town she was living in, getting food and drinks along the way. Throughout our date, she revealed a disturbing past, and her personality was the polar opposite of what she conveyed through our chats. We went our separate ways for the night, and I went to my hotel. We met up the next day for breakfast, and she hardly talked. I started my drive back when I arrived, and when I arrived, I decided to text her and ask her if I had done something wrong or if she was acting weird or distant for any particular reason. And she told me that throughout the 6 weeks that we've been chatting before we met, the whole personality she conveyed was just a character she was trying to develop because she was an actress, and who she was when we met was the real her. Dude, that's weird, man.
Yeah. Well, that's that whole, I mean, women have, well, I say women mostly have, a bunch of different personalities, but wow, she just wanted to, working on a part, what goes through their mind? They drove 2 hours or stayed over 2 hours, whatever.
Women are so used to having guys do everything for them that they just don't think that guys value their own time.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care. It ain't no skin off her ass.
Yeah.
She shows up. She wants to just, use him as some sort of guinea pig for a role she does. He's going to pay. The guy's staying. He drove 2 hours. He's staying at a hotel. F that guy. Let's just go ahead and see if we can get this.
Wow.
All right. So we meet at a restaurant. We sit down. He says, "Can I be honest?" Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. "I'm afraid we're going to fall in love and you're going to leave me."
Oh, wow.
You won't leave me, will you? Then he went on to explain that over the next 2 years, he would like for us to have 2 children together, and we had just met. Oh, God. Guys.
I got triggered.
That's desperation right there, man. Guys, look. If you're one of the guys who are just unlucky in the dating market, and let's say yet you're not an attractive guy, you got nothing spectacular about you, whatever, and you don't get a lot of matches, I can understand how whenever you get 1 or 2 that you got to make that work because you don't have any other options.
Right.
I understand the logic, but do you really think that showing desperation like that is going to help land the chick? Come on.
Never. It never works.
It doesn't, man. You have to go into these dates as though you have 12 women on back burner with confidence, not arrogance, but confidence.
Right.
Women don't want to deal with a guy who they know no one else wants.
Yeah, they can smell it. They can smell the desperation. I mean, guys, have you ever been on a date with a woman that's just throwing herself at you and you're going, I can smell the desperation?
Yeah.
And it's a turnoff. I can't imagine really any scenario where a guy or a girl is going to be like, oh, wow, the desperation, that's what I'm looking for. I mean, that was a number of my first dates that I would have. And they were already charting out your 30, 40, 50 years down the road. And it's not like cutesy. I mean, there's times where, even on a first date or early in the relationship, you're like, oh God, kids are going to be beautiful together. And in the right context, it's cute and funny, but they're like, we're gonna have 3 children, 2 boys and a girl, and they're gonna be named John, Joe, and blah blah blah. And we're gonna do this, and we're gonna get a 2-story house with a white picket fence. You're like, whoa, chick.
Yeah, pump the brakes, lady.
Slow it down.
Jeez. Ooh. All right, so went on a nice date with a college degree professional lady. It was all going great until we went back to her apartment, or should I say pigsty. Never seen a place where humans live that was so nasty and filthy. The couches, the chairs were full of trash, and she got a clean sheet and spread it on the floor on top of all the garbage on the floor so that I would have a clean place to sleep or sit. There was so much paper, food containers, and garbage on the floor.
Oh,
you couldn't even see the carpet. He goes to the bathroom, takes a leak, and almost throws up because he's walked out of dive bars with cleaner restaurants. God, man. That's a.
You've seen the video of my old house and my ex. I mean, and I'm the boys, when they would go over there and spend time over at their mom's place, they would come back over like, I mean, Brandy, actually we got to the point where whenever the kids would come back over, the first thing we would have them do is take their clothes and put them in the washer so we can wash them because they stank so bad. Wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're dating, clean your house. And actually, guys, that's one of the girls of any substance, when they come over to your place, they want to see, one, they want to see that it's clean. That is like, this is the bare minimum. And it should be clean anyway. Quit being slobs.
Yeah.
But it should be nice and clean. And they're also checking to see who their competition is. If they're seeing like a pink toothbrush or, pictures on the wall, typical girl stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say candles, but Jimmy and Dizzle. I mean, he's the man with the candles. But they're wanting to see is the bachelor pad, is there a female influence in the place that's going to be competition or something to be concerned with. They're very, very territorial when it comes to that. But clean your damn house, clean behind the toilet bowl. Just going to throw it out there.
Yeah.
The ladies I've talked to, that's what they check, and you should clean the back of the damn bowl.
Yeah, and let me support your argument. Whenever Dwayne says that they are territorial or checking out your place, I'll tell you a story. So I moved into this new place, and I went to the store, one of those little Michael's craft stores, and bought, 3, 4, 5 picture frames, right, so that I can put them around. Well, I hadn't went to the store to print out any personal photos to put them in there yet.
Right.
So I just put the frames out showing kind of where I wanted them at, but I didn't put any of my pictures in them. So they still had the default
family or whatever in there. Yeah.
Had a date come over, and she didn't say anything the first date, but on the second date, she asked me who the girl in the picture was with me. And I said, what are you talking about? And it was a picture of a guy and a girl holding hands walking into the sunset, so you couldn't see their face, but she assumed that it was me and another girl, but that was the default, models that were in that frame, because I didn't put my own pictures in there, but she thought it was someone else. So they do look and they do check. So
now, will that double as you realize you're dating a moron one?
No, because I can see her point,
Yeah,
I can totally see her point. I was like, you know what? That's a good point. See, that is not me though. That's like literally the same picture that comes with it.
See, mine, when I was dating, I had I'm typical guy, so I can't do things. I mean, all this is because of Brandy. I couldn't have done it on my own. But I had pictures of the kids and memories and things like that, and I had them up on the wall. And I was being told, was it a memorial? I'm like, are your kids alive? Like, no, they're alive. I mean, then I kind of realized what was going on there. But anyway.
Well, let's do 2 more.
All right.
So this is a draw between a girl who brought her brother along as he sat with us, didn't see anything, or he was on a date. She went to the bathroom and her ex showed up and begged me to leave her. Jesus. And a girl brought another guy and asked us to pitch who would be the best boyfriend for her YouTube channel.
Oh, e-girls. No. Yeah. Now, now the first one, that's some old school stuff where you have your brother go with you on the date. That's some old school stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you would usually have a man, either a brother or, trusted guy go with you and chaperone the date. And that was, for the first several, that was the way it was for some years.
Old school though, huh?
That's old school. Kind of like that, but I like Mike's comment here, for her YouTube channel. That's one of those delete, block, incinerate, get off the entire site, app, whatever, and never do it. Yeah. Just, burn something in effigy.
Yep.
Wow.
And the last terrible first date story I've got is
Dwayne Ward.
I shit my pants. No, I actually shit my pantyhose underneath a very nice dress. I was recovering from the flu the week before this date, And that was my first solid meal. The second bite I took, I awoke a demon inside of me, and there was nothing I could do to stop him. Wow. If you're on a date with a chick and she shits herself
and you don't leave, she's a keeper. She's going to be there with you through thick and thin.
If she goes, oh, and you go, what? And nothing. And then you press her for it. And she goes, okay, I totally shit myself.
She pulled a Biden.
I don't know if I would be like disgusted and leave, or if I would just laugh my ass off and think she was cool.
Number 2.
I'm not
number
2. Oh man. So what about you? So that's all the terrible first date stories.
Oh,
you got any good ones for me for us about you personally?
Oh, God, mine are more. I mean, a lot of them were first dates, but it was then realizing that they were morons.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know where to put those. I'm trying to find. There we go. The dumb one. It's you go on a first date and they they're wanting your resume. They're in it. I mean, the hypergamy is in full bloom. They're wanting to know your financial statement, your credit report. They want to have 2.3 kids with you. They just got out of prison. I mean, a whole. And I didn't do a whole lot of dating just because I'd go on a date and go, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I married the first girl essentially that when I was younger, and put all my eggs in that crazy basket. So I wasn't dating during that time. And then, then I got divorced, and then marriage / divorce, number 2. I wasn't familiar enough with how the game's played for that one, but quickly picked that out. I realized that they go helter skelter pretty quickly. Once they get a ring on their finger, or you say I do, or there's some amount of commitment involved, and they're in a rush to get those things, that they're just wackadoo, and you get the hell away from them as soon as possible. So, I mean, a lot of mine were, I'd sit down and, we talk about hobbies or, trying to get to know them. And you can just tell that they're either so guarded, they can't even keep their story straight, or again, they're wanting to have that, marriage in a week. That's their goal. And they're all their things about you are financial. Like, how can you save them? Well, they spend all their time talking about how strong and independent. They don't need no man. They're just dating for the heck of it. But can you cover their rent check for the week or the month? That on a first date, it's just like, whoa, not happening.
I haven't had a whole lot of terrible first dates. I usually get along with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I did have one when I was younger that I messed up. I made it a bad first date.
Okay.
Back when I didn't really know too much about what the hell I was doing. So you remember a few podcasts ago, I started talking about outer space and stars and things like that. Remember?
Right. Uh-huh.
And you guys kind of found out that I'm a little bit of a outer space nerd.
Yeah.
So I'm going back 20 years ago or something. I was probably in my 20s. I don't know. And I just got done watching a documentary on the Science Channel about the moon, and I was really intrigued about it. Of all the cool things I learned about our moon up there. So I get dressed, I go on to this date, and I totally screwed it up because I just started talking about the moon because it interests me. So I was like, did you know? Did you this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. And she just kind of sat there and didn't say anything, and I wasn't catching what she was putting down.
Right.
But I never saw her again, and she pulled the old I think I'm gonna get back with my ex excuse for why we didn't have a second date. But I know I screwed that one up because I was talking about the moon. So
this was what. So she wanted to test the waters.
Yeah.
She dated you and went, "Oh God, no! My ex is a million times better than this."
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Wow.
She probably was like, "Oh, I see what's out there." Bunch of freaking space nerds. And then when I got older, this is probably about a year ago or so. I go on this date, and you know me well enough, maybe probably longer than a year ago. I don't like masculine women, right? And I think that most men don't.
Right. Yeah.
And so I had given you guys a lot of advice on what types of women to generally stay away from. And women who are in masculine fields like the military, law enforcement, you know, things like that.
Softball.
So
that's my joke always. Yeah, softball. Again, it has been talked about like in Chappelle Show and all these. Yeah, those are kind of the things. But yeah,
and you know, it doesn't mean they're bad people, but it just means that they are bred to be more stoic and more masculine because they have to in those roles. And so you tend to find a less feminine woman. And I go on this date with this woman, and during the conversation and texting, I had said to her, I like feminine women. I'm not attracted to masculine women.
Right.
Well, I honestly don't know if that's even worth saying, because the women who are still interested in you, they're going to fake trying to be feminine.
Right. Yeah.
And this woman, I didn't ask her what she did in the past, but I find out on the date that she was a Marine in the past. And she has these sleeve tattoos that I don't remember seeing in the pictures. And tattoos on her back and stuff that, you know, that wasn't shown in the picture, in her pictures.
Right.
And man, she cussed like she was in the Navy. Wow. And we're sitting at a table and she just MFing everything. And then she goes on just trashing dudes about how all them guys in the Marines always look down on women and how they didn't think that women could do what men could do. So she was trying to prove to all the guys that she can run as far or carry as much and this, that, and the other. And then she would score higher. So she was bragging about her scores. Oh, wow. And I don't know how the scoring works or whatever. So I asked her, I already knew that she wasn't the one. So I just, at this point, I was going to order another glass of wine and I'm dipping. But I asked her, I said, you know, as far as the score goes, why are you grading off of scores, you know? And she goes, well, and she gives me her reason. I said, yeah, but you're saying that you can do whatever a guy can do. But I noticed that you mentioned that the score was higher. You didn't mention that you did the exact same that the guy did.
Oh, yeah.
So let me ask you a question. When you ran this a mile and a half, did they also run a mile and a half? Well, they had to run, you know, 5. A mile and a half. Yes. Right. But you carried a 10-pound backpack. Did they carry a 10 backpack? No, they carried 40. So they carried more weight than you, ran the same, and you're bragging that you beat some of them, even though it wasn't an equal playing field. So how can you say you're better? Oh man, that pissed her off, dude. She just lost her shit.
I figure the balls to even, because I would have been like, "Oh, I'm out." I mean, there's just because again,
once I knew that I was never going to see her again. At this point, I was just finishing my drink, and I just figured I'd just shit test her a little bit to see if I can't troll her right across the table. And it was very easy to get her to fly off the handle. And I finally asked her. I said, "Hey, I remember me telling you I like feminine women. Yeah. Would you consider yourself feminine?" Well, I can be. Well, the question was, do you consider yourself feminine? No. Then why are we doing this?
Yeah. Like, did you not see my profile?
You're wasting your time as much as I'm wasting mine. She goes, well, if you don't like it, we don't have to go on a second date. I said, honey,
read my mind.
The chances of you are in no danger of a second date happening. Don't you worry. You're in no danger. As a matter of fact, let me show you.
Bill, please. Yeah.
She was like, oh. And I paid the bill. And I said, well, good luck to you. And I stood up. Well, she wanted to be the one that stands up and walks out first. Oh. I stood up and walked out. So I stood up and walked out first. And then she grabbed her shit. And she stood and walked out. And I started walking. And I could see her trying to catch up with me power walking.
She's power walking.
So that way she could hit the front door before I did. But she wasn't quick enough because the Big Show has long ass legs. Right. So I just walked my ass to the door and she was right on my heels. And before I even got into my car, I go to unmatch her on the dating site. She had already unmatched me, bro. Like she couldn't get there fast.
Get the last, she had to get the last word in or the last whatever. Oh gosh.
But so let's transition. Let's talk about something different. Let's talk about now what happens whenever you get through the first, second, third date. You guys are dating now, and then you guys are going on these dates, and then you realize when something happens that they say or do something that's absolutely moronic. So so why don't you take over, and why don't you go through some of the most popular tweets of when people found out they were dating a moron.
Their partner was a complete blithering moron. All right, see what we got here. All right. When she deleted, even better. When she asked me why airplanes don't run into all those stars in the sky, I thought I found the perfect girl. Whoops, hold on. I laughed.
Don't get Jeremy up there.
I know. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay, all right. That's a wow. That's a level of dumb. She better have been a 10 on the hot meter just to get the date.
She better be hot.
Oh god. All right, let's take a look at number 2 here. All right. So Queer Cat 4. When he told me he didn't believe in in gravity. Yes, gravity. Things fall when dropped because enough people believe in gravity. What? If gravity was not believed in, it would not exist. Okay. All right.
You know what I would have said? I would have said to him, do you believe in gravity? No. Okay, here, hold this and drop it. Why did it fall if you don't believe in it?
Oh my god, no people. Oh god. I bet a lot of my truth was being uttered that evening. And, probably my astrological whatever sign and all that, I'm sure. Oh god. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. Human machine. When my wife realized she was dating someone from a long line of morons, that the gene pool was very low. We were eating out with my mom. Okay, glad they continued that one on. We were eating out with my mom, sister, and grandmother. My sister ordered fajitas, and a few minutes after our food shows up and we get this is really hot. Oh boy, I'm gonna get a little triggered here. I got a funny story. Warning, she takes the cover off of the iron skillet handle. She touches the handle and says, "Ow, that's hot. Mama, touch it." My mom does and says, "Ow, that is hot. Mama." My grandmother, touch it. She does, and then afterward, they ask me, I do it too, and I do. At this point, we look at the person who would become my wife and effectively ask her to burn herself after watching us all do it. She gracefully declined.
Wow.
Oh, God. Actually, funny true story. I do this. I do a lot of, as you all have figured out, I do a lot of weird, fun stuff to be funny, but there's a Mexican restaurant that my wife and I go to all the time called Habaneros. And every time I order the 3 soft tacos and French fries because, I'm worldly. And every time it shows up, I always the waiter or waitress always says, "Hey, careful, this is hot." I touch it and go, "Ow, that's hot." And then I go about it. And I do it every single time as opposed to that. And it's just, funny aside thing there. But yeah, that was a generational dumb moron stuff there. All right, let's see the next one here. She thought Vietnam was a planet in Star Wars.
What in the world? What planet could she know? What planet could she be thinking about in Star Wars?
Alderaan, Vietnam. Wow, Vietnam.
Jeez, man.
That's thought Vietnam was a planet in Star Wars.
There are some stupid people out there.
Holy moly. Okay, let's see here. Pop the next one up here. All right. Clock Savior writes, I've posted this story before, but I had a boyfriend in my younger days who never looked both ways before crossing the street. Dude, I look both ways on a one-way street because I don't trust people.
Yeah.
I asked him why, and he said he'd just sue the driver. Oh, God, another trigger one. Just sue the driver if he got hit and be set for life. I asked him how he planned to do that if he was splattered all over the street, and he said he'd roll over and memorize the license.
People really are dumb, dude.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
story. So I had a situation years ago. Funny, kind of a funny thing. Why I never go out on Thanksgiving Day, because I had two gun situations occur, or potential gun situations occur on Thanksgiving back to back, and so I refused to do that or go out anymore. But I had one where I took the after I made dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, and then I took the boys out to the park just to walk it off and everything. Some guy had his dog out. That escalated and all that, and everything that happened. And anyway, so I get home and I tell my then first wife, what happened, because she, of course, whatever. Well, she's very anti-gun, and of course, anti-me. Let's just leave it at that. And the boys were asking her, because she was saying, well, what he did was wrong and he shouldn't have done anything, and blah blah blah, and all this other stuff. And the kids, asked her, like, well, what would you have done if the same thing would have happened? It was a large, mean dog that was being very aggressive and charging and all that stuff. She's like, oh, I just would have let the dogs bite you, and then I would have sued the owner. True story. Huh. Yeah, that was a good one. Okay. Moving on to the next one here. These are like triggering for me. All right. So, oh wait, we've already done this one. All right. Yeah. Let's go to the next one. All right. From Deleted. Deleted writes, when she asked me to proofread a paper before sending it in, and the document had 4 different fonts from the different plagiarized sources, including a few blue hyperlinks.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Complete moron. Okay, wait, did I do that one already? Okay, that was a proofread. Yeah, wow. Okay. Next one. Lost in stasis. All right. When he missed his daily medication, this will never end up good. When he missed his daily medication, he threw it out instead of just saving it for the next day.
Oh yeah, that's a certified idiot. That's a certified idiot.
Yeah, what a dummy. Okay. Okay. Whoop-de-doo-bacil. I don't know. I can't even pronounce that one. All right. Calls me at work because her crumpets don't fit in the crumpet tray under the toaster.
Crumpet tray.
Crumpet tray. I had a look when I got home, clearly labeled
crumb tray. Oh my goodness.
Oh God, what a dummy. What a complete moron.
He should have just kicked her out.
Oh God.
She needs to just move out. Like, you just get on out.
Crumpet tray. Oh, and these people vote. Oh God.
Yes, repeal. And their vote counts as much as yours.
That's the scary thing. Yeah. It's just so scary. Okay. RPND, when she was choosing random pills from the blister of a 21 active plus 7 placebo contraceptive instead of following the arrows.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh.
People can't be that dumb to tell me that they can't be that dumb.
And you got this. Oh God.
Yeah, he needs to be careful he don't procreate with moron.
That's right. Yeah, wear a condom.
Yeah.
Please wear a condom.
Can't trust that one. Yeah.
Oh my God. This is dumb. Okay. Let's see. Sassy Ashley. When kids egged his car and he thought the best way to get the egg off was to use
no way. No way. No effing way. No way. Oh, no way.
Oh God.
Well,
it's like
he's gonna learn today.
It's like looking for a gas leak with a lighter. I mean, oh my God, just dumb. All right. Kibbles and bitches is okay. Hopefully YouTube didn't nail me on that one. All right. An ex thought that commercials were recorded live.
What?
And the people on TV were employed to do them over and over again.
People, what? Yeah, and they do it exactly the same way, and they do it at 4 p.m. and 4 a.m. So they just stay there 24/7 for a month.
I mean, there was a time in my life I thought, like if people were to die on TV, they died like in real life.
I did too when I was a kid. Yeah.
I was 4. I watched what was that? Land of the Lost, where they had the dinosaur doing the thing, and I was like, oh man, they died. Oh, that sucks. And then didn't even realize that next week they would do the same, intro. But I, got a little bit older. I hit 5.
Yeah.
And then realized that's not accurate. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Oh God, that's a good one. All right. Greg of Chaotic Order. See, when we passed by a car wash that said free vacuum with purchase of a car wash, and they thought it meant we'd get a free vacuum to take home with us to clean the house with. I absolutely love my idiot to death.
I mean,
wow.
You can't make this shit up. People really are that effing stupid.
It sounds like they're still together. I absolutely love my idiot to death.
Yeah.
It sounds like they went, I'm sticking this one out. I'd be like, nope, door, get the hell out. No. Wow. Okay. All right. Some Alpha Legend 91. She didn't understand that you actually have to pay. Oh God.
Oh no.
Well, this one this is most of them. All right. She didn't understand that you actually have to pay what you spent on credit cards. Like the credit amount she had was supposed to be her monthly limit that just resets each.
Seriously?
You know what? Based on all the data available on Pissed Off Parent, the app, you can get the links to it. Women are worse with credit, and that doesn't really surprise me. They love doing the swipey swipe, and they don't get the. Now, I will say the twist of it resets every month. Like you spend $2,000. Of course, that's what every Gen Z or most Gen Zs now. These kids, they think that's all free money. So hey, it's probably isn't that dumb. All right, and then let's see here. I think let's get the last one here. All right, from Blue Cheetos, 1990. Ooh, you're graduated. We live in Central Alabama. We know this is where this is going. She told me that her and her best friend were going to Birmingham for the weekend. Didn't think anything of it. There's lots of shopping and things to do in Birmingham. Came over Sunday night to tell me how disappointed she was in the trip. They had driven through all of the wealthier neighborhoods in Birmingham, Alabama, for 2 days trying to find a house that matched the gates to Ozzy Osbourne's house and never found it.
That's because he lives in Birmingham, England.
Oh God.
Oh. These people vote and they walk amongst us.
And they elect 350-pound women to be Miss Alabama.
So I know, knowing you, that you could never date someone dumb. I know you couldn't.
Yeah, to preface it, there's uneducated with like the hope of being smart, but then I could never date a moron or someone that's just dumb on purpose.
And I couldn't anymore either. When I was 20, I was going for looks. I could have, but now I can never, because I enjoy having intellectual conversations with people, so I never could.
Yeah.
But here's my question for you though. Setting that aside, setting a dumb part aside, I know you're not dating anymore, right? And hopefully you never are back out.
So you think?
Yeah. But if you were dating still, hypothetically, what are your deal breakers? Where like if she does or has or possesses or like
she has a penis.
Deal breakers?
She has a penis.
That's a good deal breaker. Yes.
That's a deal breaker.
Yes.
She's still married, still, whatever. Let's see. Various baby daddies. That's too much.
Two or more.
Okay, 2 or more. Yeah, there we go. One, stuff didn't work out. Hopefully, widow or something like that. But yeah, definitely 2 or more. That too much. I mean, it gets confusing around Father's Day. Having to get the multi-pack, and it's just going to be a weird thing. someone that is a feminist that even that can pronounce the word misogyny. If the word misogyny comes out of their mouth, one is, I always challenge them on what does it actually mean, and most of them have no clue. And the rest of them barely have an understanding. But it's the fact that they've been duped into that nonsense. But anything, yeah, if you identify as a feminist, and again, I'm sure it's no sweat off their back, but I would never even begin to date that person.
Yeah.
I'm a believer. That person would have to be a believer, Christian. I've watched 90 Day Fiance and stuff like that way too much to watch how people with different religions, and again, that boils, if they're anywhere serious about their faith, that boils down to their moral character and stuff like that. I mean, it's not and I don't want to be misunderstood that, I find a believer and then, I just turn my brain off when dating, because again, the stats show that Christians as opposed to non-Christians, that they cheat, they divorce, they do all those bad things just as much as each other, and sometimes more so. So it would just be, in order to have a sit down, start having a conversation, we would have some playing field. As far as if they were to say, I can't believe, the airplane doesn't fly into the stars at night. Yeah, that would be they have to be able to, I mean, again, like it or not, I have a very traditional role. We have the umbrella: God, man, woman, children. That's the way it is. And a deal breaker at any point in the relationship would be when that woman were to get out of that mold. If they were to tell me they don't respect me, or they pull some other shenanigans, immediately, and there was experience there talking, not anecdotal. Would you do it? I would not put up with disrespect of really any kind. I, as the man and the leader of the house, that's the way it is. I know all the feminazis that are too dumb to understand what feminism, what it even is. And what I mean by that is, it's not me ogring over a woman. It's, we're partners. She's the helpmate biblically. And I run the house and she's there to help me. And then we move along about our lives. A woman that's horrible with money. That would be another big one. I don't know how long the show needs to go on, but I have a lot of deal breakers. I mean, if you're unintelligent, I'm sorry, not uneducated, but if you're stupid or a moron or just don't whatever, big no. If you identify in any way, shape, or form, and I go really far out there with feminism, identify any way, shape, or form as a feminist, I wouldn't even give you the time of day. It's not even worth having the conversation because they're too stupid to figure that out. My latest thing, as you probably know, over the last couple months, is repealing the 19th Amendment. That'd be one of my shit tests on a woman, is repealing the 19th Amendment, which giving women the right to vote, and going through that and seeing how she handles that discussion. I mean, I firmly believe it. So it's not like I'm coming with a hypothetical, but I would want to see how she responds to that with the different pieces there. And if she can't hold a conversation, I mean, again, I'm 51, almost 52. There's certain priorities that I have. If she's not willing to get into the thing and push along with me, it's dead weight. Don't need it.
Yeah.
I have a lot more, but I'm sure you're probably like, come on, dude, I just want 3 or 4. Don't cut out the entire female population.
Yeah, you pretty much just weeded everybody out, but
yeah. And I'm a 3 and a 4. So just imagine what would happen if the 6, 7, 8, 9s, and 10s actually adopted some of that. We'd have a revolution. But anyway,
yeah.
What about you?
General Miller says that I'm guessing
he would.
I'm guessing he would not. Is my guess.
Okay.
Would. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm like.
Yeah, he wouldn't date anyone woke. And
someone's taken over his user account, and yeah.
I know General Miller enough to know that he meant would not. Yeah, for sure.
Would not.
But before I get into what my deal breakers are, we're going back to the all the morons. Mike Keller comes through with a super chat. Appreciate you, my friend. He threw in the 0.25 for us and says, "Dear aliens, please send us an asteroid and use my head as an aiming point." Yes, I can understand that. But I'm actually curious to hear what you guys think. General Miller, Jeremy, the birthday boy, Mike. I know, Mike, you're not dating right now, but is Jeremy dating? You know, I don't know if Jeremy's dating because, you know, over
I
here,
wonder.
dude, check out the hottie Jeremy has on his arm right there. Like, how does
Now,
someone,
which is sexier, the no beard Jeremy or the beard Jeremy?
you know, you know, he's a sharp looking guy either way. But you know, if you can grow a beard that freaking sweet, I almost think you have to grow a beard.
I'm guessing that the left picture was at like 7 a.m, and then the right picture was like 4 or 5 p.m.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the same day.
Exactly. Yeah, and that picture was with him and as a daughter. I assumed I didn't get permission to show his daughter, so I flipped this photo around for you, Jeremy, so that way your daughter wasn't shown on the internet. So I did that. I didn't mean to disrespect by not showing your daughter. I just didn't get permission from you to show, so that's why she's covered up. But I figured that you wouldn't mind presenting that hottie up there. But yeah, look at Jeremy, man. He's pulling some freaking. Nice
I don't want to get all whatever, but
that's his sister.
Yeah, we need to pull back that she's a hottie, and I just this is gonna get. Yeah, sorry. He meant that in the nicest possible way. So yeah.
Well, you have a good-looking family. Okay,
there we go.
Yeah, no disrespect. Good-looking family. So there you have it.
Let me take a screenshot of that.
But I'm actually curious. I'm actually curious to hear what you guys think. What are your deal breakers? If you guys, I don't know if you guys are dating or if you guys are not dating, but you know, what are your deal breakers? Put them in the comments section. Let's see. Yeah, well, of course, right? She can't be married. And
guys ask that question: are you married? Are you involved? Is there a ring on the finger?
Yeah.
Girls, not so much. Oh, that's a whole other one.
But my deal breakers, man. Let me think. Smoking.
Oh yeah. Oh, that actually that was one of Brandy's. I told her I didn't smoke, but babe.
Yep. Can't do smoking.
Don't blame you.
Thigh tattoos.
Thighs, inner or outer?
Either one. If you got a tattoo on your thigh,
okay. Tramp stamp.
Yeah, that's fine, I guess. I mean, every girl in 2000 got one. Looks cute. I'd rather not, but thigh tattoos out. Liberals.
Oh God. Oh yeah. Hopefully that was a comment. That should have been like a known. Yeah. If you're, and unfortunately, more women trend liberal than conservative. But yeah, if they're liberal in any way, shape, or form. And again, I would say for every guy out there, that needs to be the first question you ask in some way. And if she even begins to go down that liberal path, you're going to save yourself a lot of time and heartache by just cutting it off early.
Yeah.
Just save yourself the time. But yeah, okay. So no liberals. Gotcha.
No feminist.
Yeah, no first, second, third, 20th, whatever wave feminist. None. Zero.
And that's, I think, pretty much my deal breaker. Let me think. Oh, well, no, there is one. There is one.
Oh.
And anyone who may be in the comment section or watch this podcast female that I have dated is going to smile at this one. She can't have ugly feet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do it, bro. I can't. I don't care. Judge me. I don't care. I can't do it. I can't do it. If you got ugly ass feet, no.
That's a turn off. Okay.
Can't do it. Teeth, tits, toes, man. Teeth, tits, toes. And I don't even care too much about the tits because I'm more of an ass guy.
Okay.
But it kind of rolls off the tongue when you say teeth, tits, toes. But the toes, for sure. If she's got some freaking, yeah. No.
You didn't say no penis. So apparently that's on the table for you.
No, I want my girls biologically women.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm out.
So,
okay.
I mean, I have literally dumped girls after I seen what they were working with downstairs on the feet.
Oh wow. Okay.
I have
open-toed one day, and then you look down and go, "Oh God, no, this ain't happening."
I like if I go on first dates and they come and walk in with flip-flops, it's the first thing I look at. First thing I will. She'll be. I can't help it, dude. I can't help it.
Foot fetish.
Not really. I don't think I have a foot fetish. I just like attractive feet. You know,
okay.
I just can't. I can't. Like, I'm not going to be sucking on your toes or anything. So I'm not like crazy like that. But you know, I do. I promise. But I do like to touch them. You know, and I It just me, man. It's just feminine. The back of a woman's neck, the curve of her lower back,
nape of the neck,
and her feet. Hair, of course. Most women have good hair, though. Most women have good hair. I mean, there's not a whole lot of women who have bad hair.
That's another one of mine. Long hair. They have got to have long hair. I do not.
Really?
Yeah, I don't find women that have short hair attractive. Long hair or nothing.
This is true.
Yeah, well, that's true. Liberal. Yeah, that's just that. So you're like, oh, there we go. Great foot massages come out of that. So that's And Brittany has cute little dainty feet. I like the rubber feet and all that, and then surprise, we end up having sex. Who knew?
So you want to hear a quick story about how I dumped some chick?
Oh yeah, that was a foot chick.
Yeah,
was it Bigfoot?
No, it was just worse, like freaking
funky
talons.
feet. Yeah. Okay, talons. Okay.
Yeah. So I was working at this club. I think I was a bartender at the time. She was a beer tub girl. Her name was Margaret. I wish Jesse Harmon was on right now, because I think Jesse and her were like really good friends. And Jesse had said, "Hey, dude, Margaret likes you," kind of a thing. So, anyways, I took her out. Good looking girl, beer tub girl, right? Those girls are always fine. And so I take her out on a couple dates. I take her on a couple dates, and at the club, she's always wearing boots. The girls at the clubs always tend to wear boots and stuff. Yeah. And then when we went on a few dates, she was always wearing closed-toed shoes, so I didn't really think much of it.
Couldn't see the goods, yeah.
Couldn't see the goods, man. I didn't see what she was working with, and she seemed like she was pretty fun, outgoing. There was nothing wrong with this girl. Nothing wrong with this girl.
Okay.
Fast forward, we go on a few dates, right? 3-4 dates. I don't remember what it was. And I get her to come back to my place, and she's going to stay the night. Right.
Nice.
So some sweet love making is hopefully in the future. Right. Well,
good 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. I was going to give her the best 64 seconds of her life. And
64 that long. Wow.
Yeah. That's the longest I've ever been.
Okay.
So we're laying in my bed, and she has like the little top and the little booty shorts and stuff, and then she's barefoot, right? But I can't. She's on her back, so I can't see how the feet look. And so I'm laying. Picture us both laying on our back, and she yawns. She goes, "Ugh," and she grabs the covers and pulls them up, "Ugh," and at the bottom, her toes show.
You're scraping, is it?
Yeah, and all that shows, bro, is like this. Also, it's like it looked like I could have held my arm out and be like, and she would have like and perched up on like that. She had like dude. She could have plucked a salmon out of a stream with those things. Okay, and I was like this. Oh no!
How'd you get out of it?
Nope.
How'd you get out of it?
Oh, I just basically rolled over and went to bed. Oh yeah, she missed out on the best 64 seconds of her freaking life. Sorry,
including
that could have been you. That could have been you. Slightly over a minute. That's what you lost. So, but bro, I didn't touch her, dude. I didn't touch her. What? And here's the messed up thing, right? So I go and I tell Richie, I tell Jesse, dude, Margaret's feet jacked up, and they both know me already. They're like, all right, well, I guess she's out. Yeah, and I was like, dude, she's out. And Richie, that little SOB, he says, well, sorry, but you can't break up with her. And I go, why? And he goes, because her mom is doing our taxes. It's like, oh shit, that's right. Her freaking mom's doing our taxes. So her mom is doing my taxes, Richie's taxes, and Wendy's taxes, which was Wendy's ex-wife at the time. So she's doing all three taxes. And I'm like, dude, I don't care, bro. I don't care.
I'll get on it. I don't care.
And Richie's like, you're not breaking up with her. I said, I'm breaking up with her, bro. I'm going to take a picture of her feet, and then you tell me if you would date her. He goes, Jimmy. He's like, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy, yeah.
Jimmy. All the shit that I do for you, you owe me. And I was like, oh. He goes, you freaking owe me. I went, oh, my God. Oh, my God. He comes through for me so much. I'm like, oh, come on, bro. He's like, you fucking owe me. He goes, as soon as I get my taxes back, as soon as we get our taxes, you can break up with her. And I'm like, fine.
We've all learned this lesson.
Yeah, fair point, bro.
Yeah.
So, man, oh God, man. So I dated this girl for like weeks after I'd already been, I'm already checked out, right? And I'm like ignoring her and dodging her. I'm going out to food and stuff like that. I'm not touching her. Jesse's coming back to me going, bro, man, you need to get your taxes sooner because she's already asking me, she don't think that you really like her and you haven't touched her and you haven't even tried to kissing her. Like, dude, like, do you even like her? I go, bro, come on. And it goes, dude, is that the only reason? I said, it's reason enough, bro. I said, let me remind you. Okay, that's what she looks like. That's what she looks like, bro. That's what she looks like. Okay. And so he's like, okay, dude, well, good luck. And so it comes to be tax time, right? And her mom does our taxes. And so Margaret had called me and said, hey, good news, my mom's done with your taxes. I'm like, yes. And I'm like, I can finally break up with this bitch. And so she's like, hey, I'm going to base this, and this is like 3 weeks after I was going to break with her, right? So almost a full month. And so Margaret goes, I'm going to come over around 3 o'clock and I'm going to hand you guys your taxes. I said, okay, cool. Yeah, come on over. So I tell Richie, listen, she's coming over at 3, bro. Okay. I'm going to pretend I'm sleeping on the couch. You go to the door and ask the door. I don't want to hang out with her. Don't bring her in. Don't do nothing. He's like, no, I'm letting her in. I said, bro, I've done this for you for 3 weeks. You can do me a solid. He goes, all right, fine. So he goes to the door. I'm laying on the couch. I'm like this.
Fake sleep.
Faking sleep. And I hear him go, shh. He's sleeping. Just give me the taxes. I'll tell him that you stopped by. Oh, are you sure? And I'm like looking at the door like with one eye like this. And I can see her like look over. She's looking over her shoulder like, oh, is he really sleeping? Okay. Here's the taxes. And so I hear the door close. And I open my eyes and he's walking back and he's looking at the taxes. And I'm like, did you get him? He goes, oh yeah, I got him. And I'm like, thank God I can finally break up with this girl now.
And text.
And he goes, yeah, dude, you can do whatever you want. And I went, what's with the tone? He goes, no, bro, break up with her. He goes, I don't give a shit. I go, what's the catch, dude? He goes, I don't want to break up with her yet because she gave me and Wendy our taxes, but she said that yours is going to take another few days. But go ahead and break up with who you want, buddy. I'm like, dude, what are we going to do? So I had to wait like another 3, 4, 5 days for her to get me my damn taxes before I could dump her, man. And as soon as I did, she went and told Jesse, it was kind of weird that Jimmy dumped me like right after he got his taxes. And he's like, no.
It's just coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence.
Yeah,
yeah. Man.
So yeah, that's what a scumbag I am, pretty much. That's how what a dirty scumbag I am. But
oh God.
All right, what we got here? All right. All right. So, and guys, and while I'm thinking about it, where's my little clip art thing here? My little thing I made. Where are you? Here it is. Guys, don't forget to like and share and subscribe. For everyone who hasn't done so already, please go to my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and look for The Big Show by Jimmy Smith and subscribe. For that, I'd appreciate that. All the support that you guys give, we really appreciate it. We're trying to grow the channel. And plus, I have to have more subscribers than Mike Keller because he's constantly busting my balls about it. Yeah. But anyways, so all right, folks. So let me leave you guys with another closing story of mine, I guess. Okay. And I'll tell you guys a story of when I was dating someone who turned out to be, I guess, less gifted intellectually. So I'll tell you a story about how I dated a moron. Okay. I once went on a date with this girl and, she was charming, had a great smile, seemed like she had her life together. And we had a few good conversations over the phone and decided to eventually meet up for dinner at this little restaurant downtown. So everything was going pretty good and it was going pretty smoothly until the topic of travel came up. And I mentioned how I enjoy traveling and I want to visit Europe again. And her eyes light up. And she says she says excitedly, she's like, oh, me too, especially the beaches of Switzerland. Now, look at her. Now, for those of you playing along at home, you guys know that Switzerland is known for a few things, but it's not known for its beaches. It's known for its famous mountains. And so now I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, okay? And I try to gently correct her. And I said, well, do you mean the lakes in Switzerland or maybe the beaches in Spain? And she was adamant. She was like, no. The beaches of Switzerland. I saw pictures online and they're beautiful. Now, I'm like this, right? My eyebrow is practically in orbit at this point. But I decided to let it go, and I just move on to a completely different topic, right? Give her the benefit of the doubt.
She must have been hot. Okay.
Yeah. She's hot. And so as the night progresses, there was even more gems, right? She couldn't figure out how to use the chopsticks at the sushi place we went to. So instead, what she did was she just stabbed her food with one stick like a kebab and then ate it that way. And she also made a comment whenever I ordered carbonated water, and she goes, you shouldn't drink carbonated water because it's full of carbs. I went, oh, geez, Lord of mercy, up in the sky. And I oh, God. Carbonated water is full of carbs. Oh no, Lord, you're testing me again. You're testing me. But the final straw, man, the final straw came when we were walking to her car, and I mentioned what a beautiful night it was, right? And she, I swear I'm not making this up. She looks up at the sky and she says, "Oh yes, it's amazing." And then she's like looking up there, and she's like, just kind of gazing, and I'm like watching her. And she goes, there's just so much we still don't know. Like, where do all the stars go when the sun comes out? Do they do they disappear, or is it because the Earth is just facing away from them?
No, she did not.
And I'm looking at her, and she's just like this. Like, there's so many things that we just don't know. Like, where do all the stars go? Do they just disappear, or is it because when the sun comes out, we're facing on the opposite end and we can't see them? And I mean, right, I knew right then and there that this was a one date wonder. And so I wished her well, and I mentally added her to the list of dating horror stories. And, sometimes despite the best intentions, the intellectual mismatch is just too vast to bridge. I don't care how hot she is. I could not. But hey, at least I got a good story out of it. And sometimes that's worth its weight in gold. So that was my story about realizing that I'm dating a freaking moron.
And she's like over 20. I mean, she's been through at least the public education. Were you guys sharing like a doobie or something? Or like it wasn't like those epiphanies that,
just sharing life. I mean, dude, when she starts stabbing her sushi,
that's hilarious.
What are you eating it like a freaking kebab? Oh man, yeah. So anyhow,
wow, yeah.
All right,
that's a good one.
Any good stories out there?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna see.
Yeah. So, anything you want to add before we go to final thoughts?
No, I think we pretty well kind of covered it. All those. I mean,
hopefully you guys were entertained today. I thought some of these things were just head scratching and eyebrow raising, man. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But let's go ahead and go to final thoughts. So that I guess wraps up today's episode of The Big Show. We journey through the land of terrible first dates and the jaw-dropping realization that you are dating a moron. And if there's one thing that you guys learned today, it's that the world of dating is full of surprises. Some delightful, some just downright bewildering. Remember, dating is a roller coaster. It has its ups, it has its downs, and has its unexpected twists. And while it's easy to get discouraged by the occasional dating disaster, sometimes it's these very moments that add humor and resilience to our lives. Embrace the absurdity, guys. Laugh at the ridiculousness. And remember that every failed date brings you one step closer to hopefully finding someone that truly gets you. So to all you brave souls out there navigating the rocky road of romance, good luck to you. Take heart. Even the worst dates can become great stories. And who knows, maybe your next date might just be a keeper. Unless, of course, it's you that's the dumb one out of the two. Then you're in trouble, because life is hard, but it's even harder when you're stupid. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in for today's episode of The Big Show, hosted by me, Jimmy Smith. I really appreciate it. On behalf of my co-host, Dwayne Ward, and the creator of Dad Talk Today, Eric Carroll, we hope you guys keep pushing to be the very best version of yourself that you can be. We'll see you guys here on Dad Talk Today next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Until then, you guys have a great week, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care.